Hello and good morning. Welcome to another Fife Property Market Update. Now, this is for week commencing the 11th to the 17th. I've probably messed up your schedule with it being a Tuesday now, but it's going to be a Tuesday live at 10 o'clock moving forward. So change the date in your diary. Likewise, with these lives, feel free to put any comments, any questions, any queries that are relevant, and we will come back to you. Or if you can't watch it live and you are doing the rerun, then also feel free to do comments, questions in the comments, and we will come back to you. So this is where we look at the statistics right across Fife, all agents that use Rightmove, and we look at newly instructed and also what was sold. We then take a look at what we in particular as an agency have been doing for activity from the 11th to the 17th, so that you can see what properties we have sold, what properties we have coming soon, and also what properties have completed and exchanged. And then we will also do a run through of the shows that have taken place, just so you know what you want to go back and potentially watch and get some great information from. But as always, we will start with last week's statistics. So we will pull them up onto the screen. You'll be able to see them just there. So this is taken directly from Rightmove, all agents that use Rightmove across Fife, and we break it down into micro regions. Now, this week there is a big change. Straight away, you can see that 190 properties were instructed, which is the highest we have had in a long, long time. And we will get into that in just a second as to why that's increased so much. Normally, it kind of the numbers of instructed and sold float around with maybe 9 or 10 kind of varying, but to have 990 is a big number. We'll go through the micro regions and we can discuss that. Now, we do always say 1 week doesn't make a trend. So just obviously take that really, really high number with a slight pinch of salt. What's great with these shows is at the end of the month, I do the monthly recap. So that gives you a better insight. If you do have any questions on this, as I say, feel free to put them in the comments. But straight away, you can see 19 properties instructed within Cooper and only 10 properties sold. That 19 instructed in the KY14, KY15 postcode is slightly higher than what we normally see. But we are going to see slightly higher numbers. This is the time that everybody's been waiting for. We have been so lucky with the weather recently. So that's kind of spurred everybody on. Everybody's out in their gardens. Everybody's giving everything a fresh lick of paint. And they're now motivated to sell and they are coming to market. And we are starting to see that with the numbers. So they are only going to increase, which is great for two reasons. One, if you are a buyer and you are looking for your next property within Fife, then you're going to have a lot more availability. Now, if you are a seller, however, that means that you need to be doing something different to stand out from the crowd. Now, there's going to be a lot of competition, whether it be in your neighbouring streets, your neighbouring village, your neighbouring town. You're going to have a lot more competition. And what you tend to find is when there's more availability and there's more stock available to buyers out there, they tend to get slightly less offers over the home report value, because if they don't get yours, they just move on to the next. Buyers are aware of this and they're switched on to the fact that they do have more availability. So you as a seller, one needs to go to market as soon as possible before the really big summer months, but also you need to be going to market and hitting the market, standing out from the crowd. You have a very small chance to catch somebody's kind of first intentions and first look. So you need to stand out from the crowd, whether that be with your photography, aerial photography, location tours, video walkthroughs. That is what we really do pride ourselves on, and that is what we do different. We add that emotion and we talk about lifestyle, and that really is what drives people. And that is what we put with our marketing. So you really do need to be standing out from the crowd when you're looking at figures like this and seeing more and more properties coming to market. East Neuk, 6 instructed and 4 sold. That's kind of average for the East Neuk. We do have a couple coming and we will get to them. So that is kind of average for the East Neuk. No concerns or worries there. St Andrews, 11 versus 8. 11 slightly higher for St Andrews. It's great to see that they have got double figures of instructed. Only 8 sold. Now, there is a lot of stock in St Andrews, and if you're a regular to these shows, you know what I'm going to say next, and apologies if this feels like a repeat, but there is a lot of stock sitting in the KY16 postcode just now. You have the increase with the council tax, you have the change of legislation with Airbnbs, you have the additional dwelling tax going from 8%, where originally it was 6%. You then have the David Wilson development, which is firing all these incentives at buyers, which is making them go for new builds rather than the resales. because of this and all those contributing factors hitting the market at the exact same time, a lot of properties went to market, which then almost created this bottleneck. We are slowly starting to see an improvement, and gradually we will work through that stock, but there is a lot of stock to work through. And we just say with anybody sitting in St Andrews just now, if you have a property to sell, you just need to have a little bit of patience and be aware that your average selling time can be anything from 5 to 6 months. But you do get the anomalies that blow it out the park. But again, it's all about being aggressive with your marketing and really standing out from the crowd. And that is the key here. If you have a property in St Andrews and you want to discuss that in a wee bit more detail, feel free to pick up the phone. I'm more than happy to speak with you, come out and see you, give you your accurate value, and really get into the detail of the St Andrews market. Leavenmouth, there was 25 properties instructed and 19 sold. Slightly higher for Leavenmouth to have 25 instructed. That is a slightly higher number. Again, Leavenmouth is its own completely different market just now. It is so strong and prominent. We're nearly hitting a year since the train stations opened up at the Leven and both Cameron Bridge, and we're still seeing such a positive impact, especially on the property market. It is an absolute seller's market and a buyer's market because they have so much availability, so much stock. But likewise, sellers, we are getting some brilliant results in the Leavenmouth area, selling from pre-portal, selling in 1 week, selling in 2 weeks, selling in 2 days. It's a really strong market just now. So likewise, if you have a property to sell in Leavenmouth and you are looking to move on in your property journey, pick up the phone. We can get Perry out to you. We can give you an accurate valuation and we can get the ball rolling for you because there is buyers out there. And you'll see also when we get to the sold and go through properties that we have sold that there are quite a lot of KY8s and people missed out on them. Now, Dunfermline, 69 versus 47. Now, slightly high numbers for Dunfermline. They normally do float around your kind of high 40s, early 50s, but this week we have a higher number, nearly hitting the 70s. But again, Dunfermline, it's a completely different market. And again, it performs on its own because of the commuting that is available to Edinburgh and Glasgow, your bigger cities, but you get more property for your money being this side of the bridge. So you'll always see Dunfermline is higher numbers. Glenrothes 21 versus 15. That is what they have been floating around as an average just now. So there's nothing untoward there or what I'm not expecting to see for Glenrothes. And then Kirkcaldy 39 versus 32, slightly higher for Kirkcaldy. We don't normally see nearly hitting 40s of instructed. So there was obviously something in the water last week, but I certainly did see myself when I was doing my Rightmove checks. A lot of properties were hitting the market within Kirkcaldy. So as I say, there was obviously something in the water, but we do say 1 week doesn't make a trend. But don't forget that that is the resale homes only. That's nothing to do with new builds. That's the core market. Now, in terms of new builds last week, there was only one micro region that had new build sales. So there was nothing sold in St Andrews for new build. Likewise, Glenrothes or Kirkcaldy. However, Dunfermline had 5 new builds sold. So that is your new build results. We don't like to include them with those numbers because it's not a like-for-like comparison and it kind of throws them off a wee bit. But that is the statistics of what was happening with all agents right across Fife. So then we can take a look at what we were doing as an agency last week. So this is where we start with properties that we have sold. So this is where they have gone to market and they have now accepted an offer and they're going through that conveyancing stage. We'll then look at what we've got coming soon. So this is properties that myself and Perry have been out to value and are going to be coming to market, which means pre-portals are coming, which means you need to act fast. So you don't have long to wait, and I will tell you about those. Then we'll go on to completed. So this is they've gone through all the conveyancing stage, missives are signed, and they now are new buyers in enjoying their new homes. So the first one that we sold, actually, let's pull it up. I nearly forgot there for a wee second. So this one is the first property we sold, slightly different. You maybe aren't aware that we do sell your kind of, whether you call it lodge, chalet, whatever you call it, but we do actually sell these types of properties. So this was in Sockhope. Now we have sold a couple in Sockhope now. Now this one was on the market for offers over 105,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom seaside lodge. Now this one is right on the Fife coastal path. Like you are literally right on the beachfront. You have nothing in front of you. A shame from that photo that you can't see the views because they're absolutely incredible, completely panoramic, uninterrupted, right across the Firth of Forth. Now, Sockhope is in Crail, and it is a brilliant site, great location. Likewise, the buyers are absolutely delighted because the great thing with lodges that people maybe aren't aware of, and this is potentially an option to consider if you are looking for a second home within the East Neuk, or even if you have a second home in the East Neuk, but again, absolutely crippled with the additional dwellings tax, or you are getting crippled with the second home council tax, then this is maybe something to consider, because actually when you purchase a lodge or a chalet on a site like this, you actually do not pay additional dwelling tax. So you are exempt from ADS. So that is why people like to go for these. While you do have your additional council tax that you need to pay, at least you are eliminating that ADS payment. So this is why these are popular. Now, we did have people miss out on this one, and typical, we've now sold it and there's still people phoning up interested in this property. Now, if you are looking for a property like this, we still do have one other one available on the site, slightly higher price point than the 105, but it's an executive lodge, and again, you get the same stunning views. So if you are looking for something like this, then pick up the phone to us and we can chat you over these details. But going back to this one, the sellers are absolutely delighted. We've got it over the line for them because they did actually try to sell it themselves. Weren't really getting the success that they'd hoped for, so they decided to try ourselves and we're able to get it over the line for them. Likewise, the new owners are excited to take advantage of that property. Next one is Larchfield in Methil, so slightly different area. Now, we were inundated with this one. I put the pre-portal live and we had back-to-back viewings scheduled in. I actually did an open house at this property, so we had a lot of people through the door and we were able to secure an offer, an incredible offer actually. Now, because it's only going through conveyancing, I can't tell you the offer that has been accepted on it, but it's a brilliant result. The seller is absolutely delighted. So you'll have to keep watching out for these shows and when it is published of what we've achieved. But as I say, we did an open house. It was very, very popular. We had to cancel the next open house that was scheduled because we got the seller an offer that they just couldn't refuse. They were absolutely delighted with it and they didn't want to risk losing it, because we do say time kills all deals. So they were able to just take that offer. We cancelled the second open house that I was scheduled to do, and we've got it over the line, which is a brilliant result. So it was sold in just 10 days. The new owner is absolutely delighted to be securing a property. And they said that to me when they were viewing on the spot, that they did not want to miss out and they came through with their offer. It's a 3-bedroom, semi-detached property, moving condition, brilliant size plot. You're getting garden space to the front, the side, and the rear. So they're absolutely delighted. Next property that was sold was Fernlea Drive in Windygates, sold in 3 weeks. So another brilliant result. Now, this was on the market for offers over 345,000. 4-bedroom, 2-reception, 2-bathroom, detached executive property. The kitchen of this property is absolutely stunning. Finished to an incredible standard. The new owners are absolutely delighted because they need to do nothing to the property. They can just move in and start taking full advantage of it. They're upsizing as well. Brilliant location, everything on your doorstep while it's still a sought after, desirable cul-de-sac location. So it was great to get that one over the line. People did miss out on that one, and we did have a couple of viewings on there. So if you have a property within that development and you are looking to sell, pick up the phone. We can get Perry out, give you your valuation and get you results just like that. Likewise, we do actually have a similar property within that area on the market. So if you're looking for a family home in that area, again, pick up the phone and reach out to us because we can send you the results to that one and we can get you a viewing scheduled. Final one, and again, another KY property. I did tell you we had a lot of activity in the Leavenmouth area last week, but this is Wellesley Road in Methil. So you can see that sold in 2 days, so brilliant result. This one was a beautiful property, and you can see that the curb appeal is incredible from the front. You can see great plot as well, plenty of space, the front, the side, the garage at the rear, the garden. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-box room, semi-detached property. And what's incredible about this one is you actually get sea views, and it's finished to an incredible standard. So the sellers are absolutely delighted. It was on for offers over 170,000, and we were able to get them a sale within 2 days of it going to market, which is incredible. Likewise, the buyers are delighted that they're getting this beautiful home, moving condition, ready to go. Not a thing needs done, and they are upsizing as well. So it was great to get that one over the line. So that is properties that we have sold in the last week and are now going through conveyancing. So now we will discuss the coming soon. So this is properties, as I say, that Petty and I have been out to. We have signed up and are going to be coming to market with us. So you need to look out for the pre-portals hitting our Facebook pages. Now, if you are not aware of what a pre-portal is, it's a complete preview of a property before it goes to the wider market. So this is a full video walkthrough. We stand at the front, we show you all the internals of the property. It's almost like a virtual viewing. You get to see it in detail, see it in depth. We then talk you through the location at the end, and then at the very end, we tell you the price point of what we predict it to come to market at. Now, if you are a cash buyer and you're ready to make an offer and that property ticks your boxes, you can get in there before anybody else. You can secure a viewing and see that property before it goes to your Rightmove, your Zoopla, and Yes One Homes. So that is a prime opportunity. If you see that pre-portal video and you see the agent's face and that property ticks your boxes, act fast. Get in contact with us. We can get a viewing scheduled and you could potentially secure that property if you can make our seller an offer that they cannot refuse before it does go to the wider market. Now, to see these pre-portals, you need to be following our Facebook pages. Now, we have one for each micro region within Fife. So you have your Leavenmouth page, your Cooper page, your Kirkcaldy page, your East Neuk page, St Andrews page, your Glenrothes page. We have one for each area. So make sure you're following the relevant page for where you are looking to purchase property. If you're looking for all across Fife and you're open, make sure you follow all the pages. And that's the best way. But something else you need to be doing as well is call the office and let's get you registered. We can speak with a member of the team, we can take all your details, we can get you qualified, and we can get you matched with properties. So it also means when properties do come live, you do not miss out and you get sent the marketing. But I'll stop teasing you. I'll get on to what we've got coming soon. So this is Mance Place in Leuven. It's 2 bedrooms and it's a first floor flat. So if you are perhaps a first-time buyer, investor looking to move to the area, second home, landlord, that is going to be a great price point, great location, everything on your doorstep, and you know it is going to be a fantastic property. Now, Perry will be doing the pre-portal for that one, so you don't have to wait long. You need to make sure you are following the leave-in page for that property so that you get to see the full internals. The next coming soon that we have is Law View in Leuven. You know it's a desirable development is Law View, so you know it's going to be immaculate standard. It's going to be a very popular one as well because you know what Law View is like. Now, Perry is actually scheduled to do the pre-portal today for this one, so you don't have to wait long. Keep a lookout on the leave-in page, and I'm sure she'll get it up as soon as possible because it is going to be a popular one. You know it's going to be stunning. It's an ideal location, and it really is sought after. And this one is a 4-bedroom detached property. Next one is an East Neuk property, and this is Milton Road in Pittenweem. I am doing the pre-portal on Thursday for this one, so you don't have to wait long. Keep a lookout on the East Neuk page, and this one is absolutely stunning. It's a 2-bedroom detached bungalow, so if you are looking for 1-level living, then this is going to be fantastic for you, and it is immaculate. They have done absolutely everything to it to an incredible standard while being in a great location because you're in Pittenweem, so you fishing village, Fife Coastal Path Harbour, you've got your amenities, but what's great is you're just tucked up because you're on Milton Road, you're just up the wee track, so you're not on the main road, there's no kind of through way, but what's brilliant is you're in a great plot as well. You're getting gardens to the front, side and rear, countryside views, garage, driveway. It's a substantial plot. It's got a summer house in the garden that is kitted out, ready to go. But as I say, internally is absolutely beautiful. So I know it's going to be a popular one because we know that bungalows are like hen's teeth trying to get one. So this is going to get snapped up. So do keep a lookout on Thursday for that one. And then finally, we have we have Warwick Close in Lucas. So this is a 3-bedroom mid-terrace property. Now we actually sold it to this seller about 2 years ago, I want to say. So they have decided that they are relocating, moving out of the area, and they've come back to ourselves to sell the property. We know it, of course, and they know that we're going to get a great result. So that is Warwick Close in Lucas, 3-bedroom mid-terrace property. Close proximity to obviously travelling by the train station in Lucas, St Andrews, whether it be for the university, the home of golf, if you're a student perhaps, or if you're looking for a second home, if you're a landlord. Brilliant opportunity with this one coming up. What's great about this one is there's garden space to the front and the rear, but there is actually a garage that comes with this property. And so if you are needing a garage, perhaps you just need it for storage, perhaps you like to keep your car off the road, perhaps you have a hobby or a business and you can operate it from there. But it does come with a garage with this property. Now, I am doing the pre-portal for this one tomorrow, so you don't have to wait long, but make sure you are following the St Andrews page. So that is our coming soons and our pre-portals. Any questions on those, put them in the comments and we will come back to you. Now, completed, so this is properties that are over the line, new owners in, enjoying their home. So first one is the Fifes in St Monans. Now this one was absolutely immaculate. 3-bedroom detached bungalow, high standard. We achieved 20,000 over the home report value, so an amazing result. It was on for 325. We've got the seller 345, so they're absolutely delighted, and the new owner is relocating to the area and looking forward to that one level living, immaculate standard, sought after development. And we actually sold another one in that development, and that should be concluding soon, I think. And it's St Monans, of course, fishing village again, Fife Coastal Path, the harbour. It's got everything you could possibly need. Another one in St Monans actually was 4th Street. So this was a 5-bedroom, 2-reception, semi-detached townhouse. Potential to add value with this one. This one is on a substantial plot as well. You've got garden space at the side that you could have actually opened up and created off-street parking, as well as a garage as well. But the new owner is delighted because they know as soon as they start doing anything to that property, they're adding instant value, but they're putting their stamp on it, and it is a great property to move into and you just enjoy the area. So that one sold for 345,000. Next one, slightly different location, bringing it back to Cooper, and this was in Wells Street. So this is a 4-bedroom end terraced property. It had a stunning landscape garden. It was kind of elevated and tiered. You could see when you were standing at the back of the garden, you could see across, you could see the steeple of the church. So it was a beautiful view. Landscape gardens. And it was great because there was potential for one level living with that property as well, if need be. And this one sold for 213,000. New owner is delighted. They are having everything on their doorstep, and it is a great, and it's tucked away on a really quiet street as well. So it really is the perfect family home. And going back to the East Nook, another completed property is John Street in Cellardyke. And I have to say, this is one of my favourite properties. It was absolutely stunning. Beautifully presented. Previously it was an Airbnb, so it was immaculate standard. Honestly, even the smell of the property was incredible. If you could have had smelly vision for when I was doing the videos, it was just stunning. They were selling it as well, and they were negotiating the furnishings as well because they'd furnished it perfectly. It was really spacious. It had beautiful features like a log burner, exposed brick wall, a gorgeous open plan kitchen living space. So it was a beautiful property. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse. But what was great about this property is it actually had one level living. So it had a bathroom and a bedroom downstairs, and also like a kitchenette that could be kind of functioned and used as a kitchen if need be. So it had great potential with that. And this sold for 340,000. So that one was John Street in Cellardyke. We've got a couple of properties in Cellardyke just now. I've got one on James Street coming on. There's another potential one on George Street we have coming. We have Shaw Street live as well. So we've got a lot of properties in Cellardyke just now. We also have Roger Street as well, and that one is immaculate standard. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for a property in Cellardyke, pick up the phone and let's speak with us, and we can obviously give you some details of properties that we have, because there is plenty on the market and some beautiful properties. So that is the activity that we were doing in Fife Properties. Now I'm slightly out of sync because this is Tuesday and it's not Monday, so it means the Wealth Creation Show took place yesterday. So if you didn't get to watch it live at 12:30, you can go back and do the rerun. And this week it was all about learning from the past. Now there's a general truth in society that goes something like, forget the past, don't worry about the future, just live in the present, live in the moment, and just kind of soak it up. And quite often our lives are moving so fast that sometimes you miss perhaps lessons that you need to learn. And there is potentially real magic in our lives. And often it's a gift and it is overlooked because you're just caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. And your past is your best teacher that you've ever had. You've accomplished so many things and things that you're probably not aware of. And in each experience, it's taught you something. Now you have Jim Parker, one of the UK's most successful property investors, and Richard Cook on hand discussing that particular topic. So if you didn't get to watch it live yesterday, go back and watch it. Ask them any questions. There'll also be the blog there so you can read the script. That's just a small snippet from it. But that's a great one to go back and re-watch. Another show that took place was Perry and I last week did a show on second viewings. So this was how to convert a return visit into a sale. So that is where your agent's booked you a second viewing. You're all excited because you feel like you're nearly there. You've nearly got it over the line. But things to look out for, top tips. So certainly go back and watch that show as well. Likewise, if you have any tips, if you're perhaps selling or you've sold previously and you've done your own viewings, share your tips and insights as well with that one. But as I say, Perry and I did that last week. And then another one that was done last week is a show on first-time buyers. So is Fife's housing market broken for first-time buyers? And there were some brilliant statistics in that one and some great facts. And again, tips if you are a first-time buyer. So Perry and I did that last week. So that is the shows that we have done. That is it for another Fife Property Market update. We will do the same again next Tuesday, live at 10 o'clock. If you have any questions in the meantime, put them in the comments, message privately if you prefer. Likewise, pick up the phone and speak with us. But yeah, have a great week and we will see you soon. All the best. Take care.